This video is going to walk you through how to create contact sheets. Contact sheets are a great way to put multiple images onto a page so that you can either print that out or create a JPEG file of it to have as a reference for a number of images, but all on one sheet. So we already talked about making a template for our full frame print and creating print files of that. We're going to create a new template for a 30 image contact sheet. So you're going to have your 60 images for your final assignment or your assignment 1. And so when you create your contact sheet, you'll have 2 pages. Page 1 and page 2. Page 1 will have 30 images and page 2 will have the other 30 images. So we're going to go back to our Lightroom templates over here. And we're going to go down and we're going to start with a 4x5 contact sheet. So that's going to be 4 columns, 5 rows. That's only 20 images. So we're going to go back over to the right-hand column where all of our layout styles and layout and image settings and all of our settings are for this. And we're going to set this up to put 30 images on the page. So there's a few things we want to check before we get too deep into it. We want to have it on single image contact sheet. We do not want to zoom to fill. I'll click on it. You'll see that my image will crop to fill in that square. I don't want to crop it. I want to see the whole image. I do not want to rotate it to fit. I'm going to probably create square boxes anyway, but I still don't want it to rotate to fit because I want to be able to see all the images, either horizontal or vertical as they are, so I don't have to tip the page back and forth. We're not going to repeat anything and we're not going to put any borders on it. So you can see we have our borders, our margins again. I'm not worried about this one being centered because it's not one big photo. It's a bunch of little photos, and to have a slightly more space in the bottom isn't going to be a big deal. So I'm not even going to worry about the margins. I'm just going to leave them maxed out at whatever the default is. But I am going to change this grid. And so you can see I can click and slide and I can change it to have 6 rows and I can change it to have 5 columns. You can see that there's a lot less open space on the page, but my image is almost the same size. If I go back to 5x4, you can see I have a 2x2 image, 2 inches by 2 inch cell. That's the size of this box that my image is in. And when I go to 6x5, I end up with a 1.6 by 1.6 inch image. Not bad. And I'm going to make sure it says keep it square. Again, we're not rotating them, so if it's square, they'll be the same size if they're horizontal or vertical. But what I do want to do is I want to add some space in between each image. So I'm going to add a couple of images so you can see right now if I have 2 horizontals next to each other, they touch on the edges of the frame. And so I'm just going to come and change my horizontal cell spacing, and I'm going to make it like, I don't know, let's make it 0.05. Yeah, just a little tiny gap in between them just to make it a little bit cleaner so that the images sit in their own space. So you can see that as I keep selecting images, it adds them to my contact sheet. If I just do a Command A, it will add all of them to my contact sheet. And there you can see all 30 images, 5 columns, 6 rows, giving me all 30 of my images. Now, I can show the guides or I can not show the guides, just like we did in the full frame print. This is what it'll print like. No guides, no lines around anything. The other thing I'm going to make sure that I have is photo info turned on with my file name. I want to see the file names. This way I know if I look at these contact sheets and I go, oh, I want to print that one, this one of the door, I know to go to look for K5A9899. It gives me a reference. It just lets me find where I want to go. We're going to come down here and again check to make sure that draft mode printing is turned off and that the print resolution is at 300 and the sharpening is at low. There are all of our settings for our contact sheet. So now what we're going to do, and I'm going to close the Lightroom templates. So we come over to the template browser and we hit the plus button, and I'm going to call this contact sheet. And it's going to go in my user templates and I'm going to create it. And now I have a full frame and a contact sheet as a template. And then I'm sure you're guessing the next step, which is to create a saved print file, and we'll call it contact sheet. And we don't want to put it in our top 60. We want to put it inside of the collection set, which is assignment 1. And I'm going to say create. And now you can see over here that in my collection set of assignment 1, I have my top 60, my first choice print, my second choice print, and my contact sheet. Now I'm ready to print. And the print demo will happen in class. It will not be an online demo. And that is really what we're going to do in Photo 123 at Orange Coast College in the print module in Lightroom Classic.